to bring on Miss Kim Porter from the Remax team based out of Doylestown, out of Kim Porter Homes. Kim, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm great. And I can attest the scones were amazing. I
Yes.
had the
Do me
lemon
a will
scone.
you
They
do
look
us some
sick.
justice? Do us some justice. So I'm gonna set the tone for the show today. So Mark and Kim actually met yesterday. Was that your first meeting yesterday?
It was.
Okay,
And,
so
It
the
was,
first meeting.
yeah,
and
yeah.
listen, surprisingly, at least I've seen. We might have even worked on transactions together because I've definitely seen. I've seen her. Obviously, in passing, we've seen each other. I've shown a billion of her home, and I know that she's shown some of ours as well.
Yeah,
So our companies work together. She's worked with Christina numerous times, but I never
yeah.
met Kim. And I got to be honest with you. Listen, kind of segueing from the last week and having Janice on, I think this might be something new because there's a lot of amazing agents out there, and this isn't how rarely do we talk about Opus? We don't really do that. That's not what it's about. We talk about this is neighborhood spotlight. We talk about different businesses in the community, and honestly, I don't know that I would be fair if I didn't explore other brokerages and talk about other amazing agents. Kim's been in the business a hell of a lot longer than me. She's a hell of a lot better looking than me. She's a better agent than I am.
I agree on that one. Yeah.
And listen, she's a breath of fresh air. And I don't use that lightly. I mean, we met, and see how she's smiling? She just makes you smile. It's contagious. So
Oh, thank
we
you.
talked. We had a great conversation. We chatted about all kinds of different things. And, the article that they're writing, Kim, you didn't see or you didn't hear about it, but Josh is doing an article with myself and Janice Lifshitz, some real producers, and it's basically talking about agents and how they collaborate, how they can work together nicely. And they picked us because we have worked together on numerous transactions. She calls me with questions all the time. I call her with questions. And it's nice because we are all playing in the same sandbox. And it's nice to be able to have great working relationships. This is not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a fight. And we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
You brought that up. I actually didn't bring it up. You brought it up. And I'm like, this is great. We got to get this girl on the show. She thinks she's like us. So anyway, Chad.
Yeah, no, I
take the
totally
lead on this
agree
one.
with that. I mean, I believe that agents need to collaborate and they need to work together. I feel like you need to check your ego at the door when it comes to a transaction because
Yeah.
it's about both parties and it's ultimately about the seller and the buyer getting what they want and still working together to get it done.
Sure.
So, yeah, I totally agree. And it's awesome because Mark, you are just so full of energy and Christina is just dynamic. Like the two of you as a team is just going to crush it because you both are just amazing. And I am so glad I'm currently working with Christina and the transaction has just been phenomenal. And
Great.
it's just so awesome to work with great agents.
So awesome to hear. Chad, I want you to dig deep on this interview. I'm going to let Chad take the lead on this one. Normally I do the interviewing, Kim, but I'm going to let Chad do this. Chad also has another podcast, just so you know, on Fridays where he features agents, and something tells me you might be a guest on that show at some point. Chad, I'm going to let you take the reins, and I want to see you dig deep. I want to hear some good stuff.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to go. I want to start slow. So let's go back to the Italian coffee shop since Mark's perspective was super lame on the food. I'm a massive food guy. So can you give me the breakdown of what the pastries look like there, Kim?
Oh, sensational. So it really is an Italian. So I don't know if you know Anthony's Coffee House down in Philly on 9th Street, right? So
I lived on 8th and Catherine for 8 years.
Oh my God, get out. I always go to Italian markets. So that's awesome. So Nona's is definitely right up there. Their pastries are in line with Isgro's actually. Their scones are really phenomenal. I'm kind of like I'm a foodie, so I love food. I know Mark's doing this thing that's awesome, but
it's not awesome to me, Kim.
Listen, it's a couple of weeks.
I know, like I
feel
eating in front of him. I'm like, oh, come on, this is not fair. I'm looking at all these pastries and I'm, looking at them and I'm thinking, oh, I really can't eat in front of them. So yeah, I mean, but no sooner did I walk out that door, I was eating that scone. So yeah.
So was it? I'm just curious, and then I'll get away from the event. Could you choose whatever you wanted in the glass case? Is that how this worked?
Actually, there was trays. So
Okay.
Josh had like a bunch of a spread of food. There were sandwiches, bagels, trays of pastries, and they have all types of Italian pastries, gelato, like Mark said,
Yeah.
espresso, cannolis. They make the cannolis on site. So
They
Oh
have little
they
wow.
mini
do,
cannolis they
they do
stuff with
have.
gelato. Little mini cannolis they stuff with gelato. Have you
Yeah,
ever seen
with a stuff with a gelato, right? Exactly.
I feel like I just want to
So
play some music in the background, and just like let her talk slowly about the
that?
pastries.
It's serious.
I'm
they had
telling
a
you.
Fuigidelli, like one of those shell.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they had some good stuff.
check out Kim Porter knowing the Italian pastry, talking about Sfogliatelle. Look at you. I love
Uh,
it.
I just listen. I fake it, Kim. I last week I had a guy on named Jimmy. He was from South Philly. We gave him 16 nicknames by the time we were done the show.
Oh, it was
All
great.
right. So so we're gonna do this in a logical progression. So that takes us to Doylestown, right? Was that Main Street, Doylestown?
Yes, it was
Okay.
right off of Main Street, right? So I'm off. My office
There
is
you
actually
go.
off
That
of
was the
Main
next
Street.
question. Okay, so you're off
Yeah,
Main Street. Okay.
yeah. So I came to this office maybe 6 years ago because I wanted to be in Bucks County. Before
Uh-huh.
that, I've been in the business since 2004.
Okay.
I originally started to do most of my business in Philly and some Bucks, and then I transitioned to another office in Montgomery County and did,
Mhm.
again, Philly, Bucks, and then Montgomery. But I wanted to be in Bucks County, so I decided to move to an office in Bucks County. And I love Doylestown. I mean, I love all of the little towns in Bucks County,
Mm,
New Hope, Newtown,
mhm.
Doylestown, Yardley. There's just some great um, stores, restaurants, and one thing I could say about COVID, it has like broadened and opened the doors for restaurants up here and
Sure.
businesses.
Yeah.
I know it's difficult, but I think a lot of restaurants and pastry shops and coffee houses have realized that we have to take advantage of this
Yeah.
because,
Mhm.
we have all these people that love to go to the city but now are focusing on the counties
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
there's just so much here to enjoy.
Right.
Mhm.
So, and it just so happens, here I am in the county and with real estate. I mean, you have so many buyers from different states now coming here
Mhm.
because they can work from home. And
Mhm.
it's a great place to be. I mean, you have tons of parks, tons of just open areas, and it's overall Bucks County is just a great area.
And just so you
So
understand,
big.
Kim, that was the birth, the really the purpose of our show. Really was born out of the pandemic. We felt like we wanted to find a way to showcase local businesses in these Bucks County main streets for that purpose. So I think, Kim, maybe we can have you do some spotlights of some Doylestown places because I don't know
Oh
Doylestown
yeah.
that well. I don't
Oh,
know
there's some.
Doylestown.
Oh, yeah. I know all the little treasures in Doylestown because I'm always up here. I mean, I
Uh,
still am a city girl by heart. I mean, I love Philadelphia.
mhm.
I'll always still be, always support Philadelphia because I just, was born and raised there. But county,
uh,
Did we lose her?
Froze.
Oh,
thought I
we
turned that off. I apologize.
Oh, you're
lost.
good.
Um,
You're good.
and there's just so much to offer here. Um, there's again, like I said, the restaurants. I mean, there's this
Have
little
you
place
ever have
called
you
Pen
ever been
Tap
to a
Room.
place called the Salt Cave?
What? I'm sorry,
Have you
you're.
ever been to a place called the Salt Cave?
Can you hear us, Kim?
No? We go
Are we
bye-bye.
losing Kim?
Kim, are you there? This was a
We
critical
lost.
moment.
We can see you, but we can't hear you.
This was a critical moment in our show. I was going to draw the connection between Doylestown and Newtown.
Okay. You were
But
trying. You were trying. Swing and a miss. Talk about swing and a miss. What's your thought about the Hall of Famers and Barry Bonds not making it and Roger Clemens not getting in?
Whatever, man. It's all political bullshit. These are like the best
You're
players.
not supposed to say that out loud.
Whatever. I mean, come on. These are like our players, man. We grew up with these guys. Give me a break. Schilling didn't get in either. Come on.
I know.
It's bull crap, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
Come on. Whatever.
Anyway, so while we're waiting for
don't you juice up your agents?
There's something wrong with you. So what's going on with your day today? Anything exciting?
Yeah, I told you about my day. My sandwich. That's
the highlight of your day.
Yeah.
When you eat a sandwich like that, let me ask you this. Is that it for the day, or are you going in for a hard dinner as well?
No, I don't even have to eat the rest of
Sorry
the day.
about that. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties. I don't know.
She's
back. This is my my first broadcast, right?
That's all right. Hey, this is the first of many.
I'll get it right next time.
No worries, We're early. Okay.
All right. So my question was: have you ever been to the Salt Cave?
You know what's funny? I have been, and so it's a. I don't know if you know the area, so it's up like near Palisades. So it like on the way to like Upper Black Eddy. It's a cool little place. I mean, have you been there?
So the reason I bring it up is that Mark is 4 doors down from the Newtown one.
I think you may, and there may be another one over there as well. I don't know. Nina's exploding, so I don't even know where she's at this point. But she has a location in the Merc in Doylestown.
Yeah.
It also has a place in literally 3 doors away from me on State Street in Newtown.
No, Danielle's in the Merc. Nina has a standalone in Doylestown, I think.
No, I think she's
Okay.
She's in the Merc?
All right.
So you're thinking of a different place. I know what you're talking about, but no, she's in the Merc as well in Doylestown.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Okay. The Salt Cave. Okay. I'm thinking this. I'm not going to say it because I'm not promoting somebody else.
I only brought that up because it was a bridge to show that there are some businesses in Newtown and Doylestown in the crossover.
Sure. Listen,
so that's why I learned.
Here's another one. Eden Organics. That's my client.
Oh. Wait a minute. Eden Organics. That's like my go-to place. I love their. Oh my God.
Really?
Ava does the best facials over there. So
they're clients of mine. They have an office here, and actually, it's funny. So they have an office right behind me on State Street in Newtown. They have a spot.
Right, I've been to that one. That's really good too.
You know where they're at, Doylestown, right across from Nonal's, and they have another location in Allentown, which is about a mile away from my office in Robbinsville. So.
So I haven't been to the Allentown, but I have been to the Newtown for massages and facials. And then I've even went for hair at Eden in Doylestown.
Nice.
And their massages are, so yeah.
So I want to take this back again. So Philly, where did you grow up in Philly? Start me back in that journey.
I grew up in the Northeast. My husband grew up in South Philly. So, and what was funny is we were going to move to South Philly, but he's like, I don't want to be crowded. I want to have a little space. Mm-hmm. So we decided to move in the Northeast area and then discovered Bucks County. Oh. And then, in 2001, we moved to Bucks and gutted the house and moved out a year later and made a profit and bought another house in Bucks. So it's kind of like our flip, so to speak.
Nice.
Because we were young, we couldn't really be doing that on the side.
What was your journey like before then? Did you do college? What were your interests? Like, tell me about your growing up a little bit.
So what's funny is, I went to school for paralegal studies and got into a law firm in Center City, and then also worked for the legal department of the IRS and criminal law. And then went to, I know, right? Ooh. Criminal tax, though. So,
I get nervous. I hear law, criminals, tax, Italian. I'm out of here. I'm done with the interview right now.
but it's funny, like when I was really young, I was actually a conveyancer, if that was even the term back then, at a real estate office called it was Calvin East Corporation who owned it, who was a developer who had a small real estate office in the Northeast. And
there we go.
yeah, and that's how it originally started. And then Aaron Real Estate, so Benny Flan took over this company and turned it into Aaron Real Estate, and I did like the bookkeeping and administrative stuff and conveyancing. And I had an interest in it, but at the time I was going to night school, and I just kind of took this full circle, did this whole different journey, and
Everyone
then
does.
right, and then how it all came back to me is I was working at Bristol Myers Squibb in international
Oh, of
finance.
course you were.
You're everywhere. Anywhere else? What else did you do?
No, but what happened was, at the time we were thinking about selling our house, and I was home deciding, do I want to go back to Bristol Myers Squibb, because I thought the hours then were crazy.
Why don't you just build another house?
Yeah.
Can you build houses too, Kim?
I know, right? What came to it is, like, I was telling the realtor what to do with the contract, and I'm thinking and he's like, yeah, I was like, okay, if I think I need to get into this business, because I think I need to, like, educate people in this. And that's how it got all started. I was like, I want to make sure buyers are educated, and I want to make sure that they know their options, and they know that, because they don't know. I mean,
Right.
It's up to us to do that for them. And I feel like there's so many people that just don't know their rights, so to speak, in the contract process, and they're what they have the options with. And I was like, you know what? And that was like 03. I'm like, I'm going to go to school, back to school, get my license, and I'm going to sell real estate. And 04, I did it, and then that was it. And it just, I fell in love. That was it. I was like, I was done. It was
What did you fall in love with? Like, what can you remember? Was it a specific?
Well, yeah. So you know what? So I love the excitement of it. I love meeting new people. I loved cultivating relationships. And I just love that I was able to guide people in making decisions that ultimately are life-altering decisions. And just was I was grateful that I could do that with them. And at the same time, like, just be it for me, like, I would go in houses, and ultimately it is their decision, but I would point out things that I believe that matters to making emotions need to be put on the side. So I tried to be the voice of reason, and I love that.
And I think that's the difference with you and a lot of agents, Kim. We talk about that all the time. There's so many agents that have this kind of scarcity mentality. And they feel like if they don't sell that house, that the money's not going to be there. And we know it's all relationships, right? So you obviously, once you have that relationship with a client, we're not selling used cars here. I say it all the time to my agents. You go in there and you're there to point out the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what we have to do, right? So we're not looking to waste anyone's time. And I've had those conversations. I know you've had many of those conversations where you've told people, listen, I know that you love that kitchen, but I'm showing you the big problems and where that money's going to, what it's going to cost you in this basement. I know it doesn't seem like much, but that's where the money's spent. And that is what sets you apart from the pack, because there are so many people out there that'll just kind of, I mean, they feed off of the energy of the client, and they see it. If a client loves a kitchen, they love the color of an accent wall, things that don't matter, that don't cost significant money, and they don't let them know, hey, you might want to do a stucco study because there could be bigger issues. You see that bulging in the back. So because you've been in this business for so long, you know the importance of that, and that's it's great to see other agents like that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think that more realtors need to educate their clients. And I feel like in this climate right now, it's just so intense for buyers, and especially first-time home buyers. And they don't have the funds available to just waive an appraisal, or to cap it 30,000, and to not give anything, waive all their contingencies. And it's almost like it's a life coach too, because you're trying to talk to them through the hardship that comes along with this at this time. I mean, there's people that are great qualified buyers, but because the market's so intense, they don't look as attractive.
Sure.
And it's when you have a cash buyer, it's kind of hard to compete with that. And somebody is willing to waive everything. And I don't encourage that. I rather them put multiple offers in, and so what? We don't get them. The right one's going to come down the line, versus just making them do things they're not comfortable doing.
And that's a great point, Kim, because I can't tell you how many times I've talked to clients after losing an offer, and I say, whatever, and I give them a call, and I'm like, listen, sorry you didn't get it, and they're all upset, and whatever, and I tell them, I can sleep at night knowing that you didn't get this offer accepted. I can sleep at night knowing that you are buying a home, waiving all of these contingencies, and pretty much rolling the dice, because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are going to get that call back a month or 2 months from now, letting us know, what happened to the home. And to me, that's heartbreaking. They're spending their life savings, and you have these things that pop up. So I'm okay with, maybe losing a deal or two until they find the right house with the right terms, and not pushing them to do something that they're not, comfortable doing. So.
Right. Yeah, totally. So
tell me about your evolution professionally. So you started, you said Aaron Real Estate, and then where?
So then from Aaron Real Estate, so that's when I was very young. I was just out of high school, and that's when I was going to school
that was really
at night.
Young.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was 19. I was 19.
Wow.
So I'm far from 19 now. So, but that's another.
You've been in the business 10 years, right? You're 29 now. So, yeah.
Yeah. The 80s is when I graduated, to put it in perspective. So let's leave it at that.
Let's see if we can find some old pictures of Kim from the. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some circulating. But yeah, I mean, and I always liked that, but like I said, I mean, back then, like real estate wasn't something you thought, oh, I don't know enough to go and be a realtor. So I went to school for paralegal, thinking that was the career. And what's funny about that, it was always to me about helping people. And I think that's where that paralegal studies came into play too, because it still was trying to help people get out of a situation, and, or trying to educate them for it. So that kind of carried my thinking throughout the course of my journey. And it just, for me, again, I got into it because I just wanted to be part of something bigger than, myself, like to be able to give something or guide somebody to something special, and, a decision that ultimately affects their overall life. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I think real estate, like I said, it's one of the biggest investments you make. And whether it's a resale or first time, it's an overwhelming process. And I feel it's so important to be a part of that and be able to educate your seller or buyer in the process. And it doesn't even matter who it is. I mean, most people just don't know the real estate guidelines, why should they? Right.
Kim,
and that's where
second.
A good real.
No, I don't want to interrupt, but Chad, can you make that face again? Doesn't he look like what do you call Robert De Niro from Goodfellas? That face? Sorry, Chad, you can keep with it. Yeah.
Wait, me, Robert De Niro?
Chad, make the face. Show him the face. Show. There it is. That's his Robert De Niro.
On for this.
Put your readers on, Kim. Do the face.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. He does.
And then he's got the Henry Hill laugh. So go ahead, next, Chad.
Go ahead, next. This is
awesome.
Go ahead,
because there's like it's it's so full of energy, so you gotta love it, right? It's good.
So we started from a 19-year-old paralegal, aka our IRS criminal something,
No,
aka
no.
Crystal Mark. Oh,
Robin Foreman.
so we're
So at 19, I was working like in real estate in the conveyancing and going to school at night. Oh, I was like, I had like 4 jobs. Like I was working in a
so what I want to
uh
know is how do we get from there to Kim Porter Homes? I want to tell me about the evolution of your business. And what I want to point out to everybody is it's interesting to me, Kim, and this is true. Like I watch people talk, like, because I've done so many, I'm not going to lie. And this is actually an interesting statistic, Mark. In the past year, I've done over 100 interviews.
Really?
100 interviews.
Look at
Yeah.
wow,
you.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
100 interviews.
So
And
let me ask you this: how do you when you say 100? Do you I mean, typically on this show, I'm the one that does the interviews. Do you and you include those? Because I know
yeah, I mean
aside from our show,
like this show and then my show on
I'd
Friday.
say 50 interviews and 50
whatever.
jokes. Like
Yeah,
it's not,
but no, but the reality is I look and I listen to, she's been 20 years in the business, right?
Yeah.
And you listen to your reason. Oh, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the deals. It wasn't about the statistics. It wasn't about the accolades. Your answer was really, really simple.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
something that people can really build on. Let's give you a shout out from the lady in red down there.
I know that was cool.
Lady in
The lady in
orange.
red.
Yeah.
But
so much freaking red in this room.
honor
Come
of
on,
her.
get the orange out.
I think that is what's so lost or gets muddled in the modern day form of an agent, which is
Yep.
your reason for doing this. You're here to
Yeah.
help people. Like that's a big
Yeah.
deal. It sounds crazy, but it's like a
yeah.
lost thing, you know?
It is, and I think it's so important. And that's like you know, going back to Mark, what he said too. I mean, that's what separates the good realtors from the not so great realtors
Yeah,
or
absolutely. You can
agents.
say it. The stinky
You know,
ones.
yeah, no, because there's a lot of people in this business for the wrong reasons,
Yeah.
and it's like they're thinking it's a quick fix or
Sure.
quick money.
Mhm.
It should not be like that because you're not going to succeed. I mean, I really believe that you have to be passionate and you have to believe in what you do. You know,
Mhm.
you can't just do it for the wrong reasons. And
Yeah.
I really, ultimately, this is about people's lives.
Yeah.
I mean, financial lives. And if you're
Mhm.
not able to educate them and help guide them, then, you really are in the wrong profession.
I'm gonna tell you a quick little anecdote. I'll never forget this. The first time I was close to not hitting a closing date. This is the first. I'll never forget this. I get a call and the bags were packed. The moving company was set. They'd taken off from work. Like all of these things are there, right? And I got an underwriter that's not answering my phone calls. And this is when I was at a previous company. I never felt so much pressure, and I want people to understand that because they don't
Oh
realize
yeah.
There's so
that
much that
we
goes on behind the scenes.
feel that, like we
Oh
feel
God,
that
yeah.
impact of like, holy crap,
Yep.
they're going to be homeless and they're missing work.
And we continue to feel. I mean, honestly, how
Oh
many
yeah.
times do you lose a transaction, or how many times does something happen, falls apart because of a home inspection? That hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, every
Yeah.
time we relive it every time because you're dealing with
Yeah.
fresh emotions every time. You're dealing with children that fall in love with homes. You're dealing with
Yeah.
mom that's moving in with a daughter and the mom sold the house already. You're dealing with people living in apartments or hotels
Yep.
because their house didn't settle. Not with
Crazy.
Chad, obviously. Chad always closes on time.
Yeah, but I mean, when you start and when you're a rookie like everyone else,
Yeah.
you feel it. Like,
But-
and
Yeah.
you really do.
But you know what? And that's really important. Kim, and Chad knows this. At Opus, I don't recruit, right? So you'll never hear me. And there's some people that are really good about making those phone calls. Hey, come on board with. I don't do that. I've yet to make a phone call to anyone and say, come on board, or I want to meet with you. I do study people daily. I look at people on social media. I follow what people are saying and doing and how they act, whether it's during transactions, in their personal life. I really look at all of that because it's important for the people that do come to us. And we've been blessed to have lots of agents come to us without us reaching out, and we're growing really well. I mean, we're moving in the right direction,
Right.
but I don't reach out for that reason. And we met with an agent last night, and he's like, Mark, why? How many times I've reached out to you 2 or 3 times, and you never, you talked to me, but you never really pursued it. And I said, well, I wanted to find out a little bit more about the person that you were. And we had a great conversation. We had dinner last night. Everything was fantastic. and he will most likely be coming on board with Opus. But I do that for a reason, because I mean, there's nothing.
He's coming on board because
Mark down with someone.
Mark bought him a really good meal, Kim.
Yeah. No, but I did. I had a good meal. Shut up. But anyway, there's nothing worse than bringing someone on board to find out that they're not like-minded, or they don't have that same, and it's not about volume for us. It's not about any of that. That can be taught. I've taught sales training all of my life. It's about finding the people that you can collaborate, that you can work with, that you enjoy working with, that has the same passion as you, and it's not in it for the deal to get done. They're doing it for the right reason. So it's really great that you're saying that. So, but
So Kim, Kim,
I agree.
I'm gonna cut everyone off because we're getting short on time. But I want to bring up Kim's website, and I want Kim to tell us about Kim in 2022. So what's your goal? What's your vision? Tell us where you want to be now. You're 20 years. I'm sorry, not 20 years. Almost 20 years in the business.
Yeah, almost.
Right?
Yeah.
So give us what is Kim Porter today? Tell us the Kim Porter of today.
So the Kim Porter today, I feel like I don't put emotions in this business. I take my emotions and check them out at the door. I think also I have an assistant that is amazing. Her name's Allie Yablonsky, and she has been my right hand. And I think that's important. I think having a team that you can work with and bounce off of makes a big difference. And the fact that she can take my files and run with them, and I don't have to focus on that, makes a difference for me to be more productive for my clients.
Shout out to Allie.
Shout out to Allie.
Just why I was laughing, because I'd kill for an amazing assistant right now. So
yeah, well, stay away.
Allie, here's my number.
No, but in all seriousness, so what is your what is your vision? Like,
my goal? My
what's
vision.
The goal?
So I definitely. So I exceeded my goal in 2021, but my goal in 2022 is to build a larger team, to collaborate with some brokers that we can work together. I mean, like Mark was amazing to speak to yesterday. I mean, I really appreciate it. It was awesome to. Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Oh, look at that.
Look at my big head. That. Shiny in that picture.
Yeah, believe me, that took some technical difficulties too, but we're not going there.
Right.
For me to get more connected to the whole social media aspect and be comfortable, because I know that's the future. Totally, I know that's the future, and I am so uncomfortable with that. But so that's a goal of mine. My goal is definitely to make.
We can help her with that, Chad. Can we have her?
Yes, more. You guys, let me tell you, you have really. I mean, I was thinking, oh God, I don't know how I'm going to be, but I tell you what, you two really rock it. I mean, no, you really do. You put me at ease, and also you're just like great connection with each other. So it's cool.
Well, thank you for saying that, Kim, but definitely kudos to you, because we've had some difficult interviews where we're looking at each other, looking at our watch, saying, texting Jason in the background saying, let's close this up pretty soon. We're now 15 minutes over our scheduled closing.
What is this? Hold on. What is this?
Because you have an amazing infectious.
No, KimPorterHomes.com, Jason. KimPorterHomes.com. I want to see the other one. Why you look at
Jason's smoking some. Is it legal where he's at yet?
I don't know. Jason. I want some.
Jason, KimPorterHomes.com. I just wanted to show one little aspect of it, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Yeah. Come on.
I really appreciate. First, thank you, both of you. Thank you. And I really, I mean, it's been phenomenal, and I'm really honored to be a part of this.
Our pleasure. This will be the first of many.
That's the Kim that we know. Look at that.
There it is.
Oh,
that's a
who's that girl?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really pretty, very well designed site. I really do like it, by the way. I just wanted to see like a little bit of what we got to see, and okay, good. It's still showing up as black. It was white on mine. I don't know why. That's my technical difficulty. Why is my website white, Jason, and yours is black? Why is that? I don't understand it.
It's called dark mode.
He knows how to do it.
Well, put it in white mode so that we can see it. Slap up.
He's got to go right to black mode. There he goes. Come on, Jay.
All right.
Thank you,
I
Jason.
love it.
Before we get
Yeah.
insane, but listen, Kim, I am going to bring you back because this is why. I want to segue. I'm going to do it. I always do this publicly. I do these. I get my ideas and I just put them out on the site. I need some
Okay.
Doylestown businesses.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll totally. I mean, and again, I was going back to I'm like all over Doylestown, right?
So
Like
can
I'm
you
always.
get us some Doylestown businesses and you can co-host with us? How does that
How
sound?
awesome would that be? Kim.
Yeah,
so-
no, absolutely. I definitely. I know quite a few that will be totally stoked to do this.
Let's
so.
do it. So not next week, the week after, we'll be at, I think I'll probably be live at Iron Hill. Our buddy Pete, who's the master brewer at Iron Hill Brewery in Newtown, won a national award. So you'll get an idea as to what we do on location, and we'd love to co-host something with you, have you out there. It'd be great.
Yeah,
We're
no,
gonna break
absolutely.
you of that uncomfortableness, and we'll
Yeah,
get you
right.
to be a rock star. You
Yeah.
already are.
And I'll be ready for you this time. So I'll have it all lined up.
Well, if you need a crib in Doylestown, I'm going to say this with Mark on the show. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't
If
care.
you need a crib in Doylestown, hit up our girl Kim Porter at KimPorterHomes.com. That's how
thank you.
we rep everybody, Kim. We love everyone. That's how Mark does it. He's
Absolutely.
all inclusive. Maybe I need
Mark's
some of that
amazing.
Jesus in my life too.
Listen, it works. He works.
Everybody, thank you for watching a great edition of Neighborhood Spotlights. We had so much fun. We will see you next week. Kim, ciao.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
See ya. Bye.